Welcome, everybody, to our uh, Oklahoma Union podcast. It's our ninth one. We are happy to be putting these on. I'm hoping y'all are getting some good information out of them. If you want to see our podcast, or if you want to listen to our podcast, you can get them wherever you get your podcast. You can use the hashtag OKCOLF to get to those. If you want to watch a video presentation of this, it'll be on YouTube, and you can go to our YouTube page, and that's just Oklahoma Union Podcast on YouTube, and you can probably subscribe to that. But there's no charge to subscribe on ours, so you can do that and see the video portion of this. So we're happy today to have Pastor Christine. I'll call her Pastor Christine Byrd.
It's okay.
And I'm going to let her talk a little bit about her history, but I've known Christine, gosh, we could probably go back to the 90s probably somewhere.
Mm-hmm. Yes, yes.
And we've gotten in all kinds of good trouble over the years.
Good trouble.
And she's doing she's volunteered through our community forum, and we probably talk a little bit about the community forum, but she's been doing some work through our community forum to try to get a Labor in the Pulpits program reestablished here in Oklahoma City. And she's actually going statewide with it, and she's going to talk about that. And but I would like her, enough talking for me, I would love to hear a little bit about your history.
Okay. Well, it is a long and a pretty diverse history, and I'm great for it because it has truly changed me. I am presently the pastor of New Life Baptist Church here in Oklahoma City, and have been pastor there for 16 years, celebrating my 16th year this year. But I was assistant a minister there for 12 years. I have always had a heart for ministry. I always had a heart for service and wanting to make a difference. And so it goes back to a young girl coming out of Wabasiki, Arkansas, or by way of Pine Bluff, and going to church with my mother and my grandmother. Even then, my mother would say I had a calling on my life. So being a part of the ministry and being able to serve God. The unique part about me being a part of the ministry, and I am so thankful that I am the first woman pastor in the city of Oklahoma to be a member of the Baptist Ministers Association, which is celebrating its 76th year, and I'm the first woman that they admitted to that group. So
that's a big deal, by the way.
it was. I was scared. I was excited, but the glass ceiling, breaking the glass ceiling, and so I became a part of that. But someone told me, someone said, you a minister for everybody. And I kind of view myself that, different areas I worked in. I was the neighborhood, I was the minister for different groups that I work with, from I work with the Oklahoma Democratic Party, and I took on the role as the pastor there because sometimes even in being a Democrat, you need Jesus because sometimes it gets pretty rough out there. And
I wouldn't know anything about that.
And it gets pretty rough out there. And so being a minister with the working with domestic violence, I worked for 20 years at the largest shelter in the state of Oklahoma, the Jesus House. And I was their program developer, but also I was a minister there. And so again, God did not take me far at any time from my calling. My calling has always been in the ministry, always been a service to folks. And so I am excited about that. I'm excited about doing what I'm doing with the union, and I have met some fantastic people. Even with the union, being a minister, being a pastor, it it's had its ups and downs because there have been some losses. I've had to speak at some services that I'll be honest, I didn't want to speak at. Not because I didn't love the people, but when you lose someone, it's hard. It's hard, and so even with the union has given me the opportunity to minister to some families.
You helped with my dad's homecoming.
Yes, I
and,
did.
And did that service there. And
I did that service.
in fact, you were up with Pastor. God dang, I forget his name now. Pastor did my mother's funeral.
Yes. Yeah. So. And so it has it has its ups, its downs, but I am thankful for the friendships that I've made. And, now, even as I'm a minister, I want to say this. Even as a minister, I've had opportunities to get in some good trouble with Tim them. I tease Tim all the time, and I tell him, I think I was strolling Facebook one time, and Tim them were at a protest. And I kind of looked, and I say, nobody told me. And I kept trying to text Tim. I know he wasn't going to answer. And I said, now when you have protests, I'm a pastor, but I say, now I'm supposed to be there, and so that has been the unique aspect of being a pastor, being a minister. It is about service. Service is important.
That's why I felt it was a good thing for the council, and then our delegates did as well. We really didn't have a formal position to give her, but we came up with one and made her the chaplain of our Central Oklahoma Labor Federation, and that kind of leads us into one of the things that she's got directly involved in, and has been doing some yeoman work on trying to make this Labor in the Pulpits program work here in Oklahoma and Oklahoma City in particular. But you want to explain a little bit about Labor in the Pulpits and what we're trying to do with that?
Labor in the pulpit is it is not a new, and it is not unique. Because when you look at labor in the pulpit and you go back to unions and you go back to churches and the religious community, and I'm going to say, and so I want to say from the black churches. And that does not mean that any church cannot be involved. So because there have been many churches involved in labor in the pulpit, many churches involved with the union movement. And so, but I'm speaking from the perspective of what I know. And so I don't want anyone to think that it's all about black churches. It is about the religious community as a whole, whether it's Catholic, whether it's Unitarian, Protestant. It is about the religious community and the role that the religious community and the union have played when you start talking about equality, when you talk about economic justice, when you talk about fair housing, when you talk about discrimination. You cannot separate the two. It is no way you can separate the two, because they have been on the front line. Labor in the pulpit is the unique aspect of bringing back that unification between the churches and the unions. What we found out is, and what as I've began to study labor in the pulpit, is that part of the thing that's happened is they separated us. They told us that our values and our beliefs were different. They weren't. They were the same. They tried to tell us that unions had their issues and we had our issues. But then what we found out that many union peoples, contrary to what people want to believe, many union people are people of faith. Are people of faith. Mm-hmm. And everybody displays their faith differently. And so labor in the pulpit, which is a unique history of the AFL-CIO. We want to make sure you understand that. The AFL-CIO started this movement. It did not start all of a sudden just, let's do something. No, it started because the AFL-CIO saw a need within the United States, not just Oklahoma City. And so when you start talking about dignity and respect, and so labor in the pulpit is to give the opportunity for union people, people of faith, during the month of September and part of August, because it can start in August, to talk about the unique aspect of, again, equality, economic fairness, racial justice, fair jobs, housing, and for 5 minutes to talk about those issues, to talk about how they are combined and how if we don't join together as groups, they're going to keep us separated as groups. Mm-hmm. And we see it now. We see it now. They're dividing us and they're trying to tell us, it's just a bunch of nothing. And so during the month of September, Labor Day weekend, September the 4th through September the 7th, but it also can occur August the 28th through the 30th, but it also can occur the weekend after September the 11th and the 13th, giving everyone the opportunity, if you can't do it Labor Day, before and after. And so we're asking individuals to go to their place of worship. And it may not necessarily be their place of worship. Union people, I want you to understand. We may call on you and ask you to be at other places of worship. And for 5 minutes, to talk about those issues that I just stated. You're going to get up and talk about how they're united and how our faith is what guides those issues. You're going to talk about those issues are what make us stronger. Union strong,
and
it's church strong.
Yeah, it's just when it's a 5 minute talk or less, but probably about 5 minutes generally. But and I know from our history, trying to get a union member to talk in front of a group about why they're part of the labor movement. I mean, they're just uncomfortable doing that. Some or a lot, but with this program here, I think we can put together some talking. Well, we will put together some talking points, and then maybe set up a day to have a practice day where people can come in. We have a meeting room back here in the state AFL-CIO that actually has a little podium on it. We probably get you up there and put a group in front of you and just let you practice on what it would be that you're going to say, and then so you're more comfortable with it on that day when you
more comfortable. And let me say to you, many of you have a history of why you are a part. You work for unions, but you have a history within your own families. Mm-hmm. Right now, I'm not a union worker, but I had the honor and the opportunity when the Oklahoma Democratic Party unionized. I was part of that first group mm-hmm. that unionized. Mm-hmm. When I have a history, my mother and father were union workers. My father was a painter. My mother was a nurse. Many of the things that we enjoyed as children, 9 children were because of unions. And I am thankful for that. Mm-hmm. Many of the things that many folks enjoy right now took place because of unions. You can tell from your own personal stories how union has made an impact on your life, on your children's life. That you can tell from your own stories that because of unions, you are strong within your church community. You're strong. Mm-hmm. I think about when many union facilities close, and I think about the impact it had on Oklahoma City. I think about Dayton Tire. Oh, my goodness.
Bringing back some old history.
Oh.
Some of my history now.
Okay. I think about the communication workers.
Yeah.
I know. And I know what an impact it had upon families. But that impact flowed into the church because you couldn't give like you had been giving. You went to the church because you needed answers and you needed to pray and you wanted to know, God, what is happening? Mm-hmm. We're united. Mm-hmm. We are united.
I always said, speaking of Dayton Tire, I was on strike for over a year back in '94, and I think about that time, and I'm not religious per se, but I'm close. I guess I put it that way, because every time I thought something was going to, financially was going to go in the toilet while I was on strike, something would happen, and I'd get out of it somehow. Something would come up. I'd get a raise at the place I was working, or qualified for some unemployment benefits I wasn't aware of. Just something just kind of did that, and I always thought, well, I've got to have a guardian angel somewhere, because he we survived that year and a half or so. I was off work without a paycheck. Somebody told me I would have been able to do a week without a paycheck from Dayton Tire. I told them they were crazy at the time, but after that, it really, really helped me further after that. But anyway, I got off track there a little bit. But that's the kind of history you can bring to.
You can bring to the front at the labor, in the pulpit, at the men bar and Miss Ma, mm-hmm. That you can bring to the forefront and talk about, because the shared relationship. You said something, Tim. You said, I'm not really religious, and I laugh at that, because people think that religion has to be on display all the time. Mm-hmm. Religion is out there on the strike line with Starbucks. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It is. Mm-hmm. See, we think that religion has to be religion is when someone is going through something, and that the union set up a food pantry to make sure union workers are not going hungry. Mm-hmm. Religion is on display when someone is going through a grief process, and you call and you tell them, we're praying for you. I want to say to each of you, you say, well, I'm not a religious person. I haven't attended church. But if you did any of those things, if you have any of those things on mind coming up, you're showing your religion. Religion is going vote. Mm-hmm. Because you say injustice anywhere is injustice everywhere. That's religion.
And that's what I'm hoping to get with the labor movement and the faith community is back to that, some of that, because we have a long history from the 60s and the civil rights movement. And it's all there. Stuff we've worked on together, and it's all been about justice for workers.
Always been about justice. I remember working with the Right to Work, mm-hmm. and we met on the South Side, and what a heartbreak. I remember recently working on raising the minimum wage. And I remember the night of the election crying because I said, I can't believe that they believe
Yeah.
that $7 is enough.
That's
And so that's what,
yeah, I don't understand votes like that.
that's religion.
Yeah.
And so I say to you, those of you that are watching, those of you are listening, we need you to make labor in the pulpit. Now, I have some goals. Tim laughs at me all the time. He said, you always got a plan. I got a plan. My belief is that in the state of Oklahoma, we can get a minimum of 50 places of worship to be a part of labor in the pulpit. Now, I want to tell you something. We're halfway there. We have 25 already churches signed up. And that's just Oklahoma City. We're going to Tulsa. We're going to Lawton. We're going to Ardmore. So we need you. You say, well, oh, Reverend Byrd, I don't know. I can't talk. I'm going to tell you a secret. Now, you all can't tell anybody, and you're not going to believe this. At one time, I was shy. Can you believe that?
Sorry.
And I prayed about it.
I don't mean to laugh. I'm laughing with you.
And I asked God for boldness. And someone told me, say, why did you do that? And so what I'm saying is, speak from your heart. Yeah. Just speak from your heart. We need you. So. I need you. AFL-CIO, Tim, we need you to be a part of labor in the pulpit. And you may even drop somebody else's name. I'll call them. Now, I'm not going to promise you, I'm not going to tell them who dropped their name, but drop somebody else's name. Or even if you know a place of worship that would be an excellent place to do a 5-minute, let's remember now, 5-minute conversation, call me, 405-706-0361. 405-706-0361. And you can hit me up on Facebook also. So please, we need you. California did 79 places of worship last year.
Most of them's probably in Los Angeles.
79. Yeah. I've decided. Tim didn't decide. Tim just says, whatever, Christine. I've decided we're going to do 50. Now, my whole goal is to outdo California, but I don't want to say that too loud because California.
Unfortunately, you just did, but okay.
Oh, okay, I said it. Don't y'all be calling California folks.
No, that's all right.
And so, but 50. Our goal is 50. Oklahoma City, Tulsa, Lawton, Ardmore, wherever there are union workers. I am thinking, I was in, what is that area going north?
Enid? Or
I'm terrible with maps.
Stillwater.
But they have a lot of union workers when you go north. You're going toward Texas and
towards
I'm
Texas.
gonna think of it. And forgive me. Will you please forgive me? But we want union workers all over the state of Oklahoma. Not just, let me be honest, not just to show up California. It really is not. I say that teasingly. But it's about that, the unique relationship between unions and churches. As we look at everything that is happening, it is going to take union and it's going to take churches to make a difference in what we're dealing with.
And I've always, my preaching part
Yes.
at our delegate meeting and stuff, I already tell them that, we're not labor, particularly in Oklahoma, is not big enough to do anything on its own. You have to build coalitions to work on issues of mutual concern, and faith communities, one of those groups. There are other community groups that we should have better relationships with that we'll be working on. But if we can start with the faith groups and start building that coalition, and like our community forum, we get people there from other communities that aren't really faith organizations.
Correct.
They're just are interested in the work that we're trying to do there, and so.
And so this is not, let me say this, Tim, this is not just a call for unions. You talk about the community forum. I love community forum. Not just the fact they have good food all the time. I love community forum because I love the fellowship. Like you say, it's not just faith community. It's not just union. It is nonprofits. It is groups from all around the city. But this is to make a call to churches. At one time in the black community, I'm going to go back to a statement I want to say with the black community. In the black community, the church was the vehicle that we got out a message. Whether it's about voting, whatever it was about, the church was the platform. We are facing challenging times. We are. And I don't wake up every morning. One, I wake up praying. Two, I wake up saying, when will things get better? We need churches to realize they still have a role to play. We need churches to activate within the community. It is good to preach on Sunday. It is good to give scriptures, but God expects us to put scripture into action. So we're going to be calling on churches of every faith, to step up, step out, and show people that it's more than just about standing in a pulpit on Sunday morning. We need everyone.
Well, I think I got the right person for the job. Like I said, we've taken stabs at this in the past, but it really hadn't been a full-fledged effort, because frankly, there's 100 other things usually going on around Labor Day, and this is just an additional one, but it's one of the more important ones that we can do on that weekend to bring out the word, of working people, and hopefully that leads to some engagement and getting involved in their communities, Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, and even the nation. So I am excited about this program and what the work she's done on already. She just needs some support from us, labor, to make this happen. And I'm counting on our folks to step up and let's get out of our comfort zone a little bit and do the little bit of work that it would take to get in front of a congregation and send a message, a good workers message, on that Labor Day weekend from a pulpit of whatever church we can get in front of. So
and not just the labor in the pulpit. We want you to support the Labor Day events that are going to take place, the Labor Day parade and stuff. There are a lot of things that are going to be taking place not all across the state, and to support those issues, those events, to support those, because united we can overcome a lot. And so make this a part of your plan. Because I'm not going to just do labor in the pulpit. I'm going to be at the parade. I'm going to be at all the events that I can be at, because I want people to know that I believe in the shared relationship of labor and the faith community. But I believe that as we move toward midterms election, we move toward November, we can be the change that people are looking for.
Hey, Christine, I appreciate you coming in and doing
You're
this.
more than welcome.
Yeah. Oh, if you're going to name this episode, what would you name it?
If I would name it, and I have to remember I'm a pastor. If I would name it, Be the Change.
Oh, there you go. That's a good one.
Just be the change. No fancy name. Be the change. And I am excited because I want to be a part of the change. I want to make it better for my children, for my grandchildren. And I'll tell you something, even my great-grandchildren. Yes. Yeah. I want to be the change that they are looking for. Thank you so much for inviting me. I am so honored. Well, and hey, he didn't tell you all how tickled I was to be named Chaplin. and I can. He said, "Christine, just calm down."
I could tell when she makes her own meme and posts it on Facebook.
He said, "Oh my goodness!" So I'm excited.
I appreciate you putting my head on that body.
Hey, so I am indeed honored. I am indeed honored to be a part of this. And remember, be the change. Thank you so much, Tim.
I appreciate you. Now, let me just tell you again that this should be possibly out next week. Mm-hmm. With after the editing that we have to do on these things. If you haven't seen the one from last week with Marilyn Looper Hildreth, you really should check that out. It was a great conversation about the Cat's drugstore sit-ins and her history in the civil rights movement here in Oklahoma. And she talked about her mother a little bit. And so be sure you catch that one. And this one will be good. And hopefully you'll watch it and get inspired enough to give her a call. What was that number again?
405-706-0361. And again, you can communicate with me on Facebook. My email is truebeliever, Byrd, B-Y-R-D, @gmail.com. Again, truebeliever, Byrd, B-Y-R-D, @gmail.com. 405-706-0361.
And you can see these and other podcasts that we've done if you wherever you get your podcasts, again at hashtag OKCOLF. And if you want to watch the video versions of these, you can go to a YouTube channel and just Google in Oklahoma Union Podcasts, and all of them will come up, and you can watch those too. And then we'll be scheduling some others, probably every other week. I think it probably works best for us, but hopefully we'll get some others people in here to interview and give you some great information about stuff. And this one and the one we did last week just tells us the importance of how important it is for working folks to get out and vote this fall, November 3rd. It's critical, and there are going to be there's already some great working family candidates out there that you can support. And I always say, if you're not sure in your area, you can always contact your local union and ask them about candidates in their area and statewide as well. So anyway, I said all that to say we had another great interview today. Like I said, it should be up sometime next week, and we will see you next time on the Oklahoma Union Podcast. Keep fighting. See y'all.